Alright, trying it again. This camera's still acting up. I got it on a selfie stick while he's eating grass. I don't know what's going on with him. I got a selfie stick that goes off Wi-Fi with my phone. I've tried it like 3 times now. It keeps shutting off. So now I tried a different card that I used with it a lot in the past, and now it seems to be working. So we'll see. Hopefully, I come back out here to swap out my cards. I got 2 recorders out here, and the one recorder, something got changed on the setting. I got to make sure it's set right. It's recording from sunset to sunrise, but it's only recording for 5 minutes. Each hour it comes on for 5 minutes, shuts off. Hour later it comes on for 5 minutes, shuts off. So I gotta figure out what's going on there. This place is really turned green. Looks so much different. A lot of trees down. Pretty good sized ones. Well, that's different. That wasn't there the last time. How about that? Well, that sounds pretty close. I don't know where he's at, but don't sound too far off. Another big tree down right here. This has been pretty recent too. You see the sawdust still fairly fresh. It's a pretty big old tree there. We haven't really had any major storms, but there's a lot of big trees that have dropped here since the last time I was here. Well, I shouldn't say since the last time I was here, because I was just here a week ago putting recorders out. But it's been fairly recent since they dropped. Still recording, that's good. This mushrooms in there. This selfie stick, I kind of like using it because it uses my phone as a monitor, so I can see it a whole lot better. Before, I was using, has a little 1-inch screen that's really hard to see. This way, Wally. So there's a lot of times I had it pointing up or pointing down, I didn't realize it. That doesn't make for a very good video to watch. And it's pointing straight at the ground or up at the trees. I try to make it so it's like you're coming along with me. This picnic table didn't used to look like that. The top, I don't know where the boards are. But it used to have the top on it. I don't see them anywhere. I mean, I don't think anybody ever uses it. Oh, there's one of the tops right there. Yeah, it's in the ground right there. I guess the other one's kind of broke up. I don't think anybody ever uses that. In fact, I don't even think people use this trail here very often. This trail runs along this I call it a ridge, but ravine. It's a little ravine. I think this is where they actually dug out for the road for the dam. Because all along here, it's all dug out. And I think that's how they made the road for the dam. I think I read somewhere it's like 70 feet up the top of the road, top of the dam. That's probably from the creek, I guess. I would show you, but I don't know if you can see it over there. That's the top of the road right there. That runs all the way across the dam. It's elevated. If I go down this ravine right here, it goes down and comes back up, then it's flat, and then it goes up to where that road is. I can't tell very well from here, but I think that's all dug out from where they built the road. So this ravine runs all along this trail. This trail goes right all along the ravine the whole way. I've got 2 recorders back in here. Like I said, I got to change setting on the one, and I'm going to swap out the cards on them. Yeah, this place looks so much different. I was trying to remember where that one big limb is like stuck in the ground, upside down. Somewhere along here, but everything looking different. I always thought this was interesting where the tree kind of grew together there. I mean, I think that's a tree that grew up next to it, and then they kind of grew into each other. I think it's the same kind of tree, but you see it grew together at the bottom too. Right there. Grew together there, and it grew together right there. I just thought that was kind of interesting. It grew together over here too. Yeah, the selfie stick's I got a button here. I can turn my camera around and turn it back. And then I got a joystick I can raise and lower the camera. I can go left or right with it with the joystick. So it's kind of nice. And having the selfie stick, one thing I've done in the past is I'll extend it way out. I mean, it doesn't go that far out, but I'll extend it out if I'm walking along like some tall bushes, and that way I can look over top of them, look and see if there's anything on the other side. This is another tree, big tree that's fell recently. Didn't seem to have much of a root system there. I mean, it's not a very deep hole where it fell, where it come out of the ground. But they've been pretty good about clearing the path. I think that one fell recently too. I don't remember seeing that one. Actually, I don't think that was there last week when I was out here. It didn't come out of the ground. Looks like it snapped off right a few feet up off the ground. I'm wondering if that cold spell we had froze a lot of these trees and popped them. What caused them to fall? This wasn't here either. I don't think this was here last week. Got that branch just sitting on the ground. That's a branch too. It's broke off right back in there. It's just laying. There you can see better that tree. Wish this had a zoom on it. That's the only thing. Doesn't have a zoom. You can see where that tree split. I don't know if it froze or what caused that. And there's a big old tree on up here. I always kind of use that for a marker. It fell and is like lean. It didn't fall all the way down, but it's leaning across the trail. Wally's all the time smelling. He's got a good nose on him. Smelling anything, Wally? Turn this back around and show you. I got my tactical vest on. Let me see if I can do this. It's got so many pockets. I got tape measure. I got, that's what I got in there. I don't know. There's a pocket on the inside. Pocket on the inside here. Whole bunch of pockets on the outside. Got batteries. It's just nice having a way to carry all this crap. And it's got, what I like about it, turn this around again. Hey, come on. Why won't it turn around now? Huh. Wait a minute. There it goes. Okay. What I like about it too is it has a big pocket on the back. Sort of like a backpack that I can put plaster in. So I don't have to carry my backpack if I don't want to. I can just pretty much carry it all with this tactical vest. I can carry a couple extra power banks. If anything needs charge, I can just run a cord right out of my pocket right to whatever it is I'm carrying, charging it. I got that from Ted Mackey when I went to Erie. I think it's called Erie Wildlife Refuge over in Crawford County, Pennsylvania. When I went over there with Tommy Cooper, did some hiking. That was the first time I met Ted. T-Mac is what he goes by on YouTube. He was wearing that vest and I saw it and I was like, oh man, I need one of those. Then he has this little handheld T-bar type thing that he had his phone mounted on. I think he had a light on it, and it had a thermal. Had it all mounted on there. He had a real bright light. It lit up the whole woods. Another one snapped right over there. Didn't fall, just leaning up there. This is an old woods here. A lot of big trees. Hate seeing some of them fall. That's something you don't see real often, like a lot of places in Wayne National Forest. They're not big like this. They're all, I don't know, like these up here. Wayne National Forest, a lot of the trees are like this size. There's smaller ones like that. You don't see too many that's that big even. And they're all over in here, and some way bigger than that. Especially over on the other side, on the other side of the creek. There's real big trees over there. There's a few big ones on this side too, but not like the other side. I need to get back over there. I haven't been over on that side in a while. Mainly, I guess, because from my recordings, it seems like all the action seems to be on this side. I should probably give that side a little more chance. I put a recorder over there a couple times and never really got anything. So I just started focusing on this side, but I only hit one area over there. And that area is a whole lot bigger than this side, so I should try a couple other areas and see what I can pick up. I'd like to get a couple more recorders eventually. I got 3. Be nice to have a few more. So I'd like to be able to leave one different areas, like down closer to Dayton, a couple parks there. There's a couple places I'd like to try out leaving it. I wouldn't mind leave one over at Caesars Creek. It ended up being a lot of work going around swapping memory cards out and going through all that audio. I mean, it's a lot already with 3 recorders. It takes a while to go through the audio. Especially kind of a bummer when you go through like a week of audio every night. It goes from sunset to sunrise, but go through that audio for like a whole week's worth of recording and not hear nothing. Kind of a bummer to waste all that time. Well, I do fast forward through a lot of it, but still, it takes a lot of time. Because I found that you gotta listen. Because one of the vocals I picked up, it didn't even show on the spectrogram. Well, not spectrogram, whatever you call the, when I load an audio file, it looks kind of like a heart rate monitor, and it has little spikes wherever there were sounds. And I've got to where I could recognize a lot of the spikes. I know, like, oh, I can tell that's a train, or that's a car, or a barred owl. It has a distinct look to it. But where I picked up that vocal, it didn't have a spike. It was, I would have never, because it wasn't real loud, but it was close to the recorder, so I could hear it good, but it wasn't loud. So if I hadn't have been listening, I would have never caught that. If I would have just looked at the spikes and hit those spots to listen to, I would have missed it. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll put it on play, I'll turn it all the way up, have headphones on, and put it on play, and I'll have it on in the background while I'm playing a game or scrolling on the internet, something like that. I'll have it going on, and then if I hear something, I'll back it up and listen to it again. Or I'll fast forward through a lot of it, but it seems like that's the best way, is just have it playing in the background while I'm doing something else. Here's this big tree that fell recently, leaning across the path. And that's an old tree there. Probably gonna fall. It's still green. I don't know how. I guess, sure, it's got to be dead, because it's completely out of the ground now. There's no roots, not much of a root system there either. It looks like it's been hanging on for dear life for a while now. You see where something's been eating it up. Gotta be careful going through here. If that thing falls, I'd be dead in seconds. See, that ravine is still here. Now you can see the road over there, how high it is all the way. It goes all the way down. So it must have taken a lot of dirt to build that road up. This is something I thought was interesting. I saw last time I was here, this tree. I was noticing all this damage to it. A lot of times when I've seen that, they've say it's porcupines tears it up like that. I know pileated woodpeckers can do a lot of damage in a hurry, but I guess there is spots where it looks like something may have pecked at it. I don't know. Anyway, I was looking at it, and then I noticed the top was snapped off. And I was like, well, where's the top at? And I noticed it's way down here. There's where it broke off. Look how long this thing is. It goes all the way down. Way down in there. And this thing got slammed against that tree to where it broke it right there. So maybe it was laying in the path and somebody drug it over here, and I'm surprised it broke right there. It seemed like they would have had to hit that tree pretty hard to break it. I don't know how it got from there all the way over to here. I don't know. Just one of those mysteries. As Bob Seger would say, a mystery without any clues. For all you old timers, you probably remember that one. This tactical vest is going to get hot when summer comes on. But at least I'm going to be in the woods most of the time, so not direct sun. Kind of rethinking, I should have got different color than black. There you can see the ravine pretty good now. Kind of opened up a little bit. Well, I don't know, you probably can't tell how much that's sloped down. You can see Wally, how much of an angle he's on walking down it. There you can see a little better. It's kind of more open. The top of the road is up there. Runs all along there at the top of that road. It goes for quite a ways. That's got to be what this ravine's from, is where they dug out all the dirt. Because it's not real hilly over here. When you get over by the creek, it drops off down to the creek. And then on the other side of the creek, that's what I call the bottoms. That's all real level for a long ways. Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's really been walking this trail much. I mean, there's not much to see on this trail. I only walk it because that's where I got my recorders, which I've already passed both of them. I'm just walking on down, seeing what all is different. It's been a while since I walked down this far on it. It comes out by the dam. This trail does. A lot of trees down. I'm glad this camera's working because it does have a pretty good quality video picture. Not that my phone doesn't, but I would much rather use the camera. And if you ever wondered why I sniff a lot, I have allergies. And some days it's worse than others, but that's why you probably hear me sniffing a lot. There's that road. Put on my hiking app just see how far this is back here. I don't think it's quite a mile. Probably close though. About 3/4, maybe a little more. I mean, if I go all the way to the end. Bee following me. I don't know where he's at. I hear him. Probably because of these headphones, I can hear him really good. He probably wasn't that close. Sounded like he was flying right behind me. I still hear it. Make sure I'm not walking up on a hornet's nest. Well, he learned his lesson when we were in Indiana, camping at that horse camp. The picnic table had metal tube legs, and there's a wasp nest in there. And they kept going in and out of there. Wally kept wanting to mess with them. I kept telling him, leave them alone. he got a hold of one. He learned real quick not to mess with them. And then after that happened, he wanted to go in the tent because he usually wants to go to bed early. It starts getting dark, he's ready to go lay down. And he wanted in the tent, and I let him in there, and he come running right back out. And I realized there was a wasp in there. So I had to get that thing out. So he wouldn't, well, I didn't want it getting me either, but he wasn't going to go in the tent with that wasp in there. Yeah, it's been quite a while since I've been all this way back. Tree across the trail right here. Maintain this area. So it looks like this one's been down a while. They haven't cleared it. Might bring my chainsaw back here and do it. Never really been a problem getting ticks over here, which is good because I come over here a lot. I've never really had a problem with ticks. Seems like everywhere else I go I do, but here they don't seem to be a problem. Alright, I'm going to shut this off. Since I've already been through this whole direction, I'm shut it off for now.